In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to replace the battery on the Samsung S22 model SM S901B. To start off the repair, we're going to place it on the heat mat for about 5 minutes to get it nice and warm. But if you don't have a heat mat available, you can use a hairdryer or heat gun to achieve the same effect. My heat mat's set to 85 degrees C, and the purpose of this is to soften the adhesive that holds down this back cover. I always keep the phone on the heat mat whilst I'm working, so once it's had 5 minutes, I'm going to take a single-sided razor blade and create a small gap and carefully lift up the back cover and just inserting it a little way to make a very small gap there. I'm going to add some isopropyl alcohol in that sort of seam area there, and then with the small gap created, I'm going to create a bigger gap using a plastic guitar pick. And I'm inserting that about 3 to 5 millimeters, and then I'm just going to run it along the edge. When it gets a little stiff, I'll just add a little bit more isopropyl alcohol. That softens it up real nice and just makes it real easy to remove this back cover. So I'm going to run it down one edge, then back along the bottom edge, add a little isopropyl here, and keep running down those edges to separate this back cover. This camera frame does come out as well with the back cover, so don't try and go around that. Just work your way towards it, and then I'm lifting the back cover now so that I can open it up just like that. That was quite easy. Now we'll go back over to the workbench and get this battery out. Whenever I remove a battery, as soon as I've got an opportunity to, I will add some isopropyl alcohol around the sides of the battery so that that's soaking in whilst we tear down the rest of the device. Next, we're going to unscrew the 6 crosshead screws that hold down this little metal shield. Let me know if you're trying this repair yourself in the comments below. I love reading the feedback what I get from these videos, and it really motivates me to make more for you. Once those 6 screws are removed, we can get the tweezers and lift up this bracket now. This FPC connector here will come up with it and disconnect itself, and then we can just fold back the wireless charging coil. Now we're going to disconnect all these connectors just here. So using a plastic tool, we'll disconnect the battery, we'll disconnect this volume button cable, the display cable, sub to main cable, and this other antenna cable, and we can just leave them sort of folded back like that. Make sure you don't fold them, just keep them out of the way, because we just want to get to this battery. And by far the easiest way to remove any battery that's big enough on these Samsung devices is to use one of these plastic suction cups just like this one. And we're just going to sort of lift the battery very carefully with quite a lot of force to pull it out of the chassis, just like that. The reason it comes out so easily is because we soaked it in isopropyl alcohol beforehand, and then now we're just going to remove all this leftover adhesive by rubbing our thumb on it to clear it away. Mop up any leftover isopropyl alcohol with your clean room wipe now, and just make sure you got all the last of that adhesive out of the way. The part that I will be using for this repair, as always with Samsung devices, is a genuine Samsung part, and I will link the part what we use in the description below. If I don't, leave me a comment to remind me. Now these come in these ESD safe bags, and most of the time they come with the adhesive pre-applied, so all you have to do is peel off the blue film, and then we're going to place it into the chassis of the phone, making sure there's no cables in the way, and then apply a bit of pressure just to make sure that it sticks down securely. These have usually got like a plastic peel on them. Peel that back, and then now we'll reconnect this antenna flex, sub to main flex, display flex. We can connect the battery now, make sure that that sits nicely, and then I think this guy goes underneath the battery, so let's thread it through. I've accidentally disconnected the battery, and then because it's a little bit more awkward, I'm just going to use the plastic spudger to line it up. So that's now secured. We can now fold this wireless charging coil back over, make sure that this connects, and then secure down those 6 crosshead screws Remember, if you like content like this, hit that subscribe button. We're posting like 2 of these repair videos every single week, and I know that it brings a lot of value to a lot of people who are getting into the industry or just doing one-time repairs, and I really appreciate everybody's feedback on them as well. This adhesive is still in good condition and it'll be fine to re-secure back down onto the phone. If your adhesive doesn't come off very nicely, then you can use Tessa tape, which is a good quality double-sided tape, or you can use T7000 or B7000, which is a phone repair glue. And we're just going to make sure that that sits nicely all the way around the edges and apply a bit of pressure to make sure that it's stuck well. So that's how to replace the battery on the Samsung S22. Thank you for watching and see you next time.